Have you ever wondered how a single cell can grow and develop into a complex organism? It's a question that scientists have been probing for centuries, and the answer lies in the miraculous process of reproduction. In the grand theater of life, reproduction takes center stage. It's the mechanism that breathes life into every corner of our planet, from the deepest ocean trenches to the highest mountain peaks. It's the reason why plants bloom, birds sing, and human civilizations thrive. Without reproduction, life as we know it would simply cease to exist. Reproduction is the process through which life perpetuates itself. It's the biological act of producing new offspring, allowing species to pass on their genetic material to the next generation. This ensures the survival of species, maintaining the circle of life. Now, reproduction can occur in two primary ways: sexual and asexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction involves a single parent and results in offspring that are genetically identical to the parent. It's the simpler of the two processes, and it's utilized by many organisms, including bacteria, fungi, and even some plants and animals. On the other hand, sexual reproduction involves two parents, each contributing half of the genetic material to create a unique offspring. This form of reproduction allows for greater genetic diversity, which can be advantageous in adapting to changing environments. Most multicellular organisms, including humans, reproduce sexually. But how exactly does a single cell divide and grow into a complex organism? How does a seed sprout into a towering tree, or a fertilized egg develop into a human being? The answers to these questions lie within the intricate process of reproduction. In the next few minutes, we will unravel the intricate process of reproduction, step by step. Let's dive into the world of asexual reproduction first. Asexual reproduction is like life's shortcut. It's the process by which a single organism produces a new organism identical to itself. No need for a partner, no need for mixing genes. It's all about self-reliance. There are several types of asexual reproduction, each as fascinating as the next. Let's start with budding. Picture a tiny outgrowth on an organism that gradually develops into a new individual. It's like a plant growing a mini-me on its side. This is how organisms like yeast and hydrus do it. They just bud off new individuals as easy as making a cup of tea. Next up, we have fragmentation. This is the process where an organism is split into fragments, and each of these fragments develop into mature, fully grown individuals. Imagine breaking a piece off a starfish and watching it grow into a new starfish. That's fragmentation for you. Then, there's spore formation. Here the parent organism produces spores, which are light microscopic entities that spread out and grow into new individuals. Think of it as scattering seeds in the wind. Fungi, moss, and ferns reproduce this way. Lastly, let's talk about binary fission. This is where the parent organism splits into two equal halves, each becoming a new individual. It's like a magic trick. One moment you see one organism, the next moment there are two. This is common in bacteria. The key feature of asexual reproduction is that the offspring are clones. They're genetically identical to the parent organism. It's like a copy-paste function in the world of organisms. But why go the asexual way? Asexual reproduction is quick, it's efficient, and it doesn't require a mate. It's the perfect solution for organisms that are isolated or in conditions where finding a mate is difficult. Asexual reproduction, while simple, is incredibly efficient. Now let's move on to sexual reproduction. Sexual reproduction is a bit more intricate but equally fascinating. Unlike asexual reproduction, which involves a single organism, sexual reproduction requires two. It's a biologically complex process that involves the combination of genetic material from two parents to create offspring that are genetically unique. Let's break this down, starting with gametes. Gametes are the reproductive cells or sex cells that each parent contributes. In animals, these are the sperm and the egg. In plants, they're the pollen and the ovule. Each gamete carries half of the genetic information required to form a new individual. So when a sperm fertilizes an egg, or when pollen fertilizes an ovule, these halves come together to create a whole. This process is known as fertilization. But why go through all this trouble? Why not just clone ourselves like some organisms do? The answer lies in the genetic diversity that sexual reproduction provides. Genetic diversity is the variety of different types of genes in a species or population. It's like having a vast library of books instead of multiple copies of the same one. This diversity gives a population more tools to deal with changing environments and helps ensure the survival of the species. When offspring are produced sexually, they inherit a mix of traits from both parents. This means they are not exact copies of either parent, but rather a unique combination. The shuffling and recombination of genes during sexual reproduction create variations in traits. Some of these traits might be new and beneficial, giving an individual an advantage in survival and reproduction. This is the raw material for evolution and natural selection. In essence, sexual reproduction is a sort of genetic lottery, where the winners are those combinations of traits that best suit the environment. And it's not just about survival. Genetic diversity also contributes to the richness and beauty of life on Earth, from the variety of colors in a field of flowers, to the array of personalities in a litter of puppies. Sexual reproduction, while more complex, introduces genetic diversity, a key ingredient for evolution. Have you ever wondered about the specific process of human reproduction? Well, let's dive right into it. The journey begins with the male and female reproductive systems. For males, the main players are the testes, where sperm are produced, and the penis, through which the sperm are released. Females, on the other hand, have the ovaries, which release eggs, and the uterus, where a fertilized egg develops into a baby. Now let's talk about how these parts come together. The process starts when an egg is released from an ovary in a woman's body, a phenomenon known as ovulation. Meanwhile, in the male body, millions of sperm are produced and stored in the testes. During sexual intercourse, these sperm are released into the woman's body. Then comes the race of a lifetime. Among the millions of sperm, only the fastest and fittest will reach the egg. This is where fertilization happens. The victorious sperm penetrates the egg, and voila, we have a zygote, the first cell of a new human being. But the journey doesn't stop there. This zygote starts dividing, creating a cluster of cells known as a blastocyst. This blastocyst travels down the fallopian tube and implants into the wall of the uterus, marking the beginning of pregnancy. Now, the blastocyst starts developing into an embryo. It forms 3 layers, each destined to become different parts of the baby's body. The innermost layer will form the lungs, liver, and digestive system. The middle layer will become the heart, blood vessels, and muscles. And the outer layer will develop into the skin, eyes, and nervous system. After about 8 weeks, the embryo graduates to being a fetus. The fetus continues to grow and develop in the uterus, nourished by the placenta, which is connected to the mother's blood supply. After about 9 months, the baby is ready to be born, marking the end of this fascinating journey. Human reproduction is a complex but amazing process that results in the creation of a new life. We've covered a lot of ground today, so let's take a moment to recap. We began our journey with the miracle of life, exploring the wonder that is reproduction, the biological process that allows life to perpetuate and evolve. We then dived into the intriguing world of asexual reproduction, where we saw how organisms from simple bacteria to complex plants are capable of creating clones of themselves. This form of reproduction, we learned, is efficient, fast, and requires only one parent. But as amazing as it is, it lacks the genetic diversity that sexual reproduction offers. Speaking of sexual reproduction, we discovered this process is a little more complex, involving 2 parents and the fusion of their genetic materials. We noticed that this method, though slower and requiring more energy, is favored by many species, including ours. Why? Because it brings to the table the magic of genetic diversity, which equips offspring with a better chance of survival in an ever-changing environment. Next, we ventured into the realm of human reproduction. We saw that it's a delicate dance of hormones, cells, and timing. We learned about the journey of the sperm to meet the egg, the development of the fetus, and the marvel of childbirth. All these steps, we found out, are crucial to the creation of new human life. Lastly, we reflected on the significance of all these processes. We recognized that while reproduction methods may vary across species, the ultimate goal remains the same: the continuation of life. It's a testament to the tenacity of life, its adaptability, and its sheer will to survive and thrive. Reproduction is truly a remarkable process, whether it's a single organism dividing in 2 or the creation of a brand new human life. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the fascinating world of reproduction. In our exploration of the miracle of life, we've discovered the remarkable diversity and adaptability of life on Earth. We've understood the importance of genetic diversity for survival and the intricate processes that make human reproduction possible. But our journey doesn't have to end here. If you're as fascinated by the natural world as we are, there's so much more to explore. From the microscopic world of cells to the vast expanses of the universe, every topic is a new adventure waiting to unfold. So, if you enjoyed this video and want to keep learning, don't forget to click that subscribe button. Join us as we continue to delve into the scientific mysteries that make our world so fascinating. Give us a thumbs up if you found this video informative, and share it with your friends to spread the knowledge. Remember, every new subscriber is a new explorer, joining us on this journey of discovery. And don't hesitate to leave your thoughts, questions, or suggestions in the comments section below. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep exploring.